And we back at it with more Final Fantasy XVI. Let's go talk to Viv. Did a little bit of questing in the interim here with chat.
How goes the hunt for
One of the benefits of showing up live.
Largely in circles.
For those watching on the
We have
YouTube.
myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone
Well,
can
same
piece
for
this
the hundo,
puzzle
dude.
together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
Just got the Bokoblin headpiece in Tears of the Kingdom. Nice.
What? Here?
Yes.
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
Probably.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute?
I suppose.
We, have a guest.
A guest?
It's just Titan walking through the water. Oh,
For your trouble.
it's Unk.
A pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here!
I love him. He's like Robert Baratheon if he was like less of an asshole. Like only the fun parts. The seat of Imperial Court.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed,
Nah.
I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
The boy's the non-verbal kind of special.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Okay, sir. We gotta talk
Ladies,
about this.
Were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka.
Yeah, he's gone.
He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmecs to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and
Me too. That sounds cool.
it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on.
Whew. There's a guy with a god complex. He and Clive's mom get along just fine, it seems.
Yes, sire.
I don't understand how the dominant isn't always the one in charge. Oh, that's good opium. Poppies. His favorite flower.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, your Radiance, I shall depart at once.
Well, that leaves this crystal here without a dominant.
May Gregor forgive you.
The fuck you just say to me? Another flower, please.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Leon.
Bahamut might be joining us.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
Meanwhile, wow, I get to go say hi to Uncle. She's not aged today. I know, right? Her like, whatever her skincare routine is, I need to know. Probably involves some sort of sacrifice, virgin or otherwise. She might be a vampire, but she stays in the sun too much.
Ah, my dear nephew, how I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly.
Whatever it is, I can't afford it yet.
There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
What? It's gonna be a heavy schlep.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
It's unclear how old Vivian is. She might have the
Forgive me
same
for not
skincare.
being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you.
Let us stare at the battle map.
It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galley,
Einherjar.
she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts.
His boo-boos.
But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
All of this in an effort to incite a civil war, I wager?
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away.
Well, not really a civil war.
Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
And I need to gear up my puppy.
Well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Mid's finished outfitting her little work.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal.
Unless an opportunity presents itself.
All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The lands are on the Fang.
I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. I'm just going to kill their monarch, or what equates to their monarch.
Dalimil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalimil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
You got a problem with him?
Otto, I'm leaving
He's a
you
cool
two in charge.
dude.
You can
I'm
count on
biased,
us.
but he's a cool dude.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
I do have a bad feeling about him going on this quest, but... you know, what can you do? New biome unlocked! What's that particular guitar called? Is that a sitar?
I was a young man when last I walked this path.
Sitar, yeah. Nice. Toasty, don't like. Wear water.
There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Riddle of the Sands.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sand.
Good thing we have a chocobo. Look, it's the desert bows.
Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Better times.
Who do you think those soldiers were?
I am shocked this place isn't set up to be more like, you know, townish. I guess it lacks for natural water.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalimil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Works for me. There's somebody I gotta meet here. Off into the desert you go, girl. What'd you find, boy? Ah.
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
But I'm home. Yeah, super witchery. Let's do it.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
That sounds yummy.
An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
That's a great insult. He only talks when his mouth is full.
Would you rather be my squire?
Oh, nice charcuterie board. Charcuterie? What? No, don't eat the chocobos? That's like saying if, like, a chicken was the size of a horse that you shouldn't eat it. Big Bird provides a lot of calories. Oh, hey, our brother's here. What are the odds?
Your Grace.
Black Lung!
Plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Theon has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front.
He's got that Arthur Morgan
I must
disease.
speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Well, just thank you for the hundo, dude.
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine.
But it tastes
I'll fetch you
yucky.
some water.
How long has he been sick? Yeah, oh no, he has plot lung. You're unlucky we found a rare breed of chocobo just wandering the desert, right? For a second there, I thought they were going to give me control of her. Just out of nowhere. I'm like, huh? Joker Brian, thank you for the 9 months. Happy anniversary, dude. Some with Prime long enough for a baby to gestate. Hell yeah. Thank you for the continued support with Twitch Prime, dude. There's a really cool level of tracking and, like, showing us what's going on at each area of this place. I like this. This is good storytelling.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, we'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Unc?
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you.
Uncle?
Sorry.
Ah, boy.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
Oh, nope, they're already all dead.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry,
This
lads.
is a really cool scene. I like this a lot.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
Hungry, hungry, hungry. The f His expressions, what the fuck is happening?
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay
Gladly.
Uncle knows what's up. Alright, let's just...
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
Hoping Uncle would fight with us. Nah, that was exactly what I was hoping for. That was great. This game is wonderful. And Joker Brian, I saw you asking if the combat was turn-based. No, combat is that. The combat is good. The combat is very, very good. Hello.
For your trouble.
Oh.
Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
I kind of want them to travel together forever. Hey, I think it's your brother.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Oof. Got the bubble soul.
Clive?
Knew exactly where to look, too. That's kind of nuts. Always hated his vegetables.
It's nothing.
It's a nice touch. A nice little, like, if you're paying attention early in the game, you know that Joshua hates vegetables. I ate a lot of mice. Hello.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
I can pet him now.
The royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Out of the way, you. I'm trying to pet my dog. There we go.
You all right, boy?
Yeah. Hold on, I want to see his stats. Wow, he's gained a lot of pedigree. He's now a Vanagander. What What does Vanagander mean? I don't know what Vanagander means. But he's got a lot. Millennial Decay launches several elemental charge shots. He's a good dog.
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Won't ship.
They've closed the road, and it's the only way from here to the Fang.
You just go break the gate open.
It seems Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalimil, woman of mystery.
Well, you know her name,
but
so...
how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalimil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Good day, my lord.
Good day. The Thousand Tables Orchestration. If only I cared more about music.
Go with Gilbert.
Crystal delivery's over. Get back to your home.
Anything I can help you with, traveler?
Maybe.
Allow me.
Hey, Blue Rose, welcome.
My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalimil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
A bath sounds really nice. Honestly.
You wouldn't happen to know a lady
Neck's starting
by
to
the
get
name
stiff
of
again.
Rosina Dalimil, would you?
No. I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Would you know her for 500 gil?
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalimil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question.
One more thing! Wait, no, that's Uncle.
Town. Where would you recommend that I look?
Oh, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort.
Well, they might have
Influence
died in the
comes
last
with age
some odd
and
years.
experience. Believe you me.
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
It'll kill you. It'll turn you into ash eventually. And not catch him.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
Who do they want me to talk to?
Just look at
Person on the dock? Yes. Oh, well, this is pretty. there a fishing mini game here?
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalimil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask Furder.
Furder.
He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Some Avatar 2 level pretty water. Actually, I haven't seen Avatar 2 yet.
Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Hold on.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly.
Yeah! Oh, so happy!
Sweet incense. What candle?
Blue Rose. Nice.
Further.
I am. Can I help you,
This game worth buying so far? Would I recommend?
so.
Yes, and yes.
You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalimil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an
That makes sense. Honestly, 2023 might be the best year for gaming in all of the 20s, as like this has been shaping up so far. It'd take a pretty markedly good year to beat this one.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
Been a lot of duds this year, yeah, but there have been a lot of really good shit this year too. Wrong one. Honestly, when it comes down to it, if there's like a bad game in a year, oh god, stomp him in the nuts. If there's a bad game, I don't think that takes away from like the good games that come out that year. Just don't play the bad ones. Threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. Joker Brian. Nice. Will Kaiser and I be playing through Spider-Man 2 when it releases? I definitely will on my own, and Kaiser and I probably will as well.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss.
Which one's that?
He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furder?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the Men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Oh god, I hope she's a monster.
Yes, my lord.
Like I hope she's some sort of I hope she's some sort of ancient beast.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Kneaded to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
Once you go flat. Oh god, I miss bread so much.
take a sniff, good sir?
My carpet?
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalimil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
Might have been their,
It was an
like...
easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him.
Them?
Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means.
Am I on keto? Not keto specifically, but I am on low carb.
See that he gets it.
Also, welcome, Denton. Carbs are my enemy.
Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
You're not doing anything right now.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
That's the spirit.
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants.
Tell me, boy, what do you think about penis?
Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me.
Yeah, it is Ging's hat.
I want. Always.
Or Jing.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out.
Thought they were looking for a woman. My running theory is that this guy is her successor.
Of strangers, assuming he
Just like we're Sid's successor.
5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalimil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
Okay.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play.
Uncle, you're not helping us right now.
Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Follow the crystals.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalimil.
As if every place doesn't have its own trouble.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
Yes.
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
I just realized if we destroy the mother crystal of water, we're gonna fuck over every desert community. Probably a lot of farmers too. Oh well.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalimil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Time to reinvent irrigation. Yeah, but I got to imagine that this place in particular would be hard to hit by losing water crystals.
Light meat and dark, fresh from the grill. Get it while it's hot.
Oh man, and ice crystals too.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
Lights and pots!
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave.
Fair point.
Will you? Before you scare them off.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
Went back to the inn, the scene of our crime.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture.
Yeah, my uncle paid for it.
What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
All I needed to hear. That's also a nice detail. Notice how the sand pools over here? It's because it's where the wind would blow it naturally.
Let me treat you.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
There's a whole ship in his pocket?
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it.
Good point.
And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere, and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face.
So Snake, thank you for the 100 biddies.
I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
Going through a tank build on Elden Ring. Guard count. Yeah. I haven't tried a tank build specifically.
I need to drink.
I have wanted to go back through that game. I just haven't had the time.
Fucking men of the wrong.
I started turning Driddick into like I started a second playthrough as Driddick and started to build more into kind of a frenzy build with him. Oh, I have to leave that way.
All greens.
Frenzy is a fun build.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Do you think they'll be back soon? I need a new dress.
Needed to a
Juiciest meat. The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Driddick was just a Unga Bunga smash build in my first play. Was Driddick a Dumpelstiltskin abomination? Not quite to the same level. Funny enough, without really trying,
good girl.
Driddick sort of became like he looked exactly like what was his name? Farosh. So my playthrough headcanon was that like Driddick was just his kid, one of his bastard kids. Farosh was the lion. Oh, then who the hell am I thinking of?
From here.
He was the beast cleric. The guy that turned into the aspect of death. Gurrank, thank you.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought
your
Malekith contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all.
Well, we found it.
You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
Oh, hi there.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
I see.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
Spring forth, burly protector, and save me!
What is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
Okie dokie.
To me, Flames!
Woo! Hey, guys. Really nothing personal.
Over yet, Uncle. I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, somebody's healing. What a bitch. You coward.
Fire and flame!
Somebody else is healing. How many healers do you need, you cowards? And let that be a lesson to you. Oh, hey. Oh, and they're chocobos. Oh, okay. Nice punch. Ora! Got him.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling.
Thank you.
Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious?
You're welcome.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with
Will I
the
play Elden
royalists.
Ring when the DLC comes out? Oh, absolutely.
Now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalimil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
How did he follow us all the way out here? We weren't that far from town.
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse.
Twitter was mean about it too.
Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much.
Oh, Great Dane. I'll have to check out that meme when I get a chance.
Here, wear this.
Posting a meme of me doing my shark thing. Ah. Been a while since I got one of
Any
those.
friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubor.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalimil is back in bed with Sid.
I keep seeing people say shark suit shallot. I don't understand what that's referencing. Whoop. Again, sending nature's slowest bird as a messenger.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive?
Either's fine.
So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold.
It's a Devil Artemis reference? Ah.
Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Quest complete! It's a very TFS-esque editing mistake / decision in the first 5 seconds. Are you talking about when it flashes the green screen? Oh, we got side quests here now. So I'm almost positive that was on purpose.
The men of the rock were carting off our crystals.
Because at the same time, you also see Tyler adjusting the light.
Lights and butts! Everything I've worked for. Ruined.
Poor Xavier, the bathhouse owner.
All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
Maybe.
That depends on the job.
And the pay.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Hot water. Guess I'll go collect the other one while I'm here.
Juiciest meat for
Bring a sniff, good sir.
My carpets have brighter place.
I've never even forged a button. Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my
Luber.
expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I.
Oh, wait.
Are you Clive? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalimil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
No, I'm not a smith.
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before.
Well, then you're a shitty smith.
And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalimil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalimil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Yeah. Good luck. Carving out a niche. Thoughts on the game so far? Oh, it's fantastic. I'll be leaving then.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I better get to it.
What I'm hearing.
The finest fabrics.
Needed to
Hey.
Welcome, sir. What can I do?
A question, if you don't. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
A blade that the more you cut with it, the sharper it gets.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
If only such a thing were possible.
Ah, they've opened the gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
Oh, there's one other townsperson I need to speak with.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
The most fragrant herb.
Fine gift.
Not the breadsman.
This is no good.
Wait, hold on. Might be on the second floor.
You're going to drink my I need to drink.
Alright, they were not on the second floor.
Fucking men of the wrong.
If you can't even fill my cup.
Well, we can make our way back.
Fisherman, maybe?
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
Nope. Ah, there you are.
What is it? Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife?
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. Your knife snaps every time you use it. You'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
I don't go that way.
A carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Just use good ore.
Needed to a silken softness.
Yes, my carpets have pride of placing.
Favorite character other than Torgal? Sid. Sid was fantastic.
How'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalimil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light.
Maybe it's the
Too heavy
specific
and
ore.
they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalimil remark, but that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right. I have to make a start soon.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light, meaning someone is going to be disappointed.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone
Does this
I can
game have a
turn
biggest
to.
and a wedge too? Not that I've met yet.
A favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing.
Alright, go do that.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
I'm actually gonna do this. Okay. How is this faster than mine? That's some bullshit.
Straight home now. Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your...
Well, I asked her, but...
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, they're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone, but adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to air. Are there any materials unique to Dalimil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalimil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalimil to get at her mineral deposits, and if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities.
This dude
from
never
low
even
quality
thought
iron.
to... Oh my god.
That must be it.
You suck as a smith,
Don't
dude.
suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone. Besides, I want to know.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at...
Right you are.
Okay, good. It's where my other one is.
Come on. Faster.
This is what I get for helping people. Inconvenienced. To be fair, he openly admits that he sucks at this. Yeah. Maybe you should have chosen a different profession is all I'm saying. This game more linear or more open world? It's pretty linear so far.
Back to the stables, girl.
Pretty linear. But I dig that. I don't need a big open world.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Made from the stoutest stoneware. Just look at the sweet incense. Finally, we'll be able to get this.
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier.
You have a
Where
girlfriend?
is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Tolmeki and Walud are allies, and as you've seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest.
Alrighty.
I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
You can be edgy and wear white. Name one pro tag. Wolfgang Connolly. Speaking of which, there won't be a Ties That Bind tomorrow, unfortunately. Caitlin booked a session, and the only thing they could do was, like, during that time. So it was either do a session, like, way earlier or way later. And I can't do late on Mondays.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Southern needs.
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on.
But don't worry, we'll be on playing some more Final Fantasy.
What the hell are those things?
Hunter x Hunter Killua. True. His color scheme is white and blue. I actually just finished my rewatch of that. Such a good show. Still probably my favorite anime. Alright, time to kill some bombs.
By the flames. That explains the
Oh, that's a lot of bombs. Ow. Alright, devil, trigger, pull!
There's the frying pan.
His name is Old Faithful. Are you wearing a crown? He is. Old Faithful finished. Oh, it's called a bath bomb. I didn't even notice that. Anyway. Oh, I mean.
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Now the baths are cold. Shit. Can I just teleport back there? I can. Good.
Well, this is no good.
Here you go.
It wasn't, but I hope this is a...
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for tea. Now, time to see it.
Still looks pretty shit.
That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalimil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we?
I didn't get into this to play a Final
First things
Fantasy
first,
XIV crafting
Sappho,
quest.
Do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalimil?
I'd like to think so. But
what do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
You're fired.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalimil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava: know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
Now get the fuck out.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you.
Is he negging him?
I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
Smart.
There fellow's a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalimil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good
Yeah,
reason.
fucking pay me.
You've passed, and when I do,
800 gil. Okay.
The finest fabric.
Take a sniff, good sir. Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Plates and pots! There he is. And basins. Man, I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
Couple of fire elementals, basically. Bombs.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work.
How is he paying me? This motherfucker was rich and gave me $0. Well, he gave me an item. Oh, and a scarletite. That's good. I needed that. Fair enough.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your door.
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
All right.
Come on, girl, the gates.
Let's go kill Titan. With his own power. Make him flatten his own place. As long as Odin isn't here. That'd be awkward. Hey, Arkal, thank you for the raid, dude. Welcome, everybody, to Valisthea. Devil May Fantasy. Hope y'all had a good raid, or a good stream over there. Hope you're all having a good weekend. The Questination is nearby. Well, now we're in a savannah. Yet another biome.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Can't even see the glowy bit of it.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert, you'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am.
No, if you hadn't, you wouldn't be alive right now
And I'm
to help.
sorry.
So,
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers.
Torgal.
Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
One more thing.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
He's a good guy. He gives Torgal scritches. Fuzzy Wug the Defiler. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Almost had a heart attack.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
King of the Kupkas. Almost had a heart attack because I was falling asleep to the ties that bind and got to the corn episode. Ah, yes. An episode that could only be labeled hardcore torture corn. Ah. We get to deal with Kupka. But I think I'll save that for tomorrow. Because for tonight, I got to start unwinding. And I do think I'm actually going to take a bath for myself. But thank you all so much for popping in and hanging out. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. King Blackbun is going to get us, going to go ahead and get a raid. Cool, courtesy of the coldest pyro. But for now, peace out, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And I will catch you guys on the next one. See you tomorrow, probably around 5 o'clock Central Time when the ties that bind would normally be. But I'll catch you then. Have a good one. Peace out.